What's up everyone, it's DarkSpyro here, and today we're going to do some Blue Eyes Buster Blader combos. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and leave a comment down below for any suggestions you want to see in the future. If this isn't your first time here, then please be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And in case you missed, this is a follow-up video from the deck profile I posted at the end of last month, and in that profile I also mentioned a giveaway, so we're going to be announcing the winner for that at the end of this video. But with all of this out of the way, let's just dive on into some combos and test hands. Alright, let's dive on into test hand number one, but of course we're going to do a couple of riffle shuffles first, and then, you know what, let's do some of these as well, why not? Just to have a totally randomized deck here. I did pile shuffle beforehand, but that doesn't mean anything when it's off camera, so of course, let's make sure everything's fair game. I'm not doing any jump cuts here, as you can tell, just so that you can know for sure that I'm not trying to stack or anything. And oh, there's a random bottom card there. My apologies. Let's draw for 5. Okay, that's not too bad. Ooh, that's actually very good. So there's a lot going on here, but the most important thing is we have Mausoleum White and Sage with Eyes of Blue. So let's say we're going first here. First thing we'll do is we'll activate our Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum of White gives us an additional normal summon for a light level 1 tuner, and Sage with Eyes of Blue is exactly that. So normal summon the Sage with Eyes of Blue off of our Mausoleum of White. If you get Veilered here or Impermed, like, we could just keep on trucking with trade in here and hope for the best. But for test hand's sake, let's just pretend nothing happens here, so we can add Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. Thanks to Mausoleum of White, we have an additional normal summon, so we can just normal summon Buster Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman right now. I'm just going to add Prologue because I've already showcased what I can do with memories. If you check out this combo tutorial up here, then you can see what I can do with memories in the Dragon Link engine. But just to play it safe, let's add Prologue. Of course, you can add memories instead if you want to try that, but we're going to do something else. So now we're going to go into a Link 2. Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman. If Protector Whelp is Link summoned, you can bin yourself 1 Destruction Sword card. If you have a Buster Blader in hand, which we do, you can special summon it. This is why I like having Destruction Swordsman fusion. It is a brick sometimes, but it's worth it for this situation right here. Special summon Buster Blader. Since I don't think I'm going to be using Emperor right now, I'm just going to go ahead and use Trade-in, so let's shuffle the deck. Give it a quick cut. Activate Trade-in, which means we have to pitch Chaos Emperor to the graveyard, and draw 2 cards. That's not very great, I'm not gonna lie. But actually that's not terrible because we can equip him right now. We already used our normal summon, so we can't really use Brotar for that. What we can use him for is cost for Destruction Swordsman fusion, so we can bring back Destruction Swordsman fusion from the graveyard by discarding a card. Now is a good time to use our Buster Whelp's other effect, since we did not use his hard once per turn effect to tribute himself off and bring out Buster Blader from hand, because you cannot use his effect to bring him from hand. He was used as Link Summoner Protector Whelp. That means his other effect is still live, which is, if this card is in your graveyard and you control Buster Blader, you can discard 1 Destruction Sword card, special summon this card. So we are going to special summon him by discarding Destruction Swordsman fusion. And since we did it this way, we have a Prologue in hand, we can equip Dragon Buster right now. By the way, if you get an B-Root, it would be on his special summon. You got to keep that in mind, that is a possibility. If you get board wipe though, you got Prologue here as an insurance marker, so I'm not too worried about that. If you want to, you can go to Erratic Seals right now if you think that they might have an B-Root and they're just waiting for you to, like, say, special summon Dragon Buster right now. Because let's face it, sometimes they're going to wait for you to waste as many cards as possible. So we can go to Erratic Seals and maybe they have an B-Root and they'll try to crash down on that. But I doubt it. So let's just go into the Needle Fiber route just to show you what our end board could look like and to show you what we can do on their turn, of course. Crystron Halaki Fibrax. We're going to use the effective Needle Fiber right now to special summon a level 1 tuner from our deck. We're going to special summon the White Stone of Ancients. We're going to special summon Dragon Buster 2 because we're going all in right now. Using Buster Blader and the White Stone of Ancients, doesn't matter, you can use Dragon Buster if you want. Buster Dragon effect, we get to special summon Buster Blader back from the graveyard. Keep in mind you cannot use Buster Dragon's effect to special summon him if you control another Buster Blader monster already. Now using these two, we're going to go into Borlow's Savage Dragon, and then Borlow's Savage Dragon effect, of course, targeting Protector Whelp, equip it. Now he has 2 Omni Negates on him. The last step, we're going to activate Mausoleum of White, and even though it's our first turn, the attacking doesn't really matter. What we want is to bin ourselves Blue Eyes White Dragon. This way, when Stone Evasions goes off, we can special summon Abyss, and because Blue Eyes White Dragon's in the graveyard, it will resolve. Now we're going to set our prologue before we go into the end phase. End phase, we're going to activate the effect of Stone Ancients, special summon Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Abyss Dragon's effect, since he's special summoned, we get to add Chaos Form from our deck to our hand, and then his end phase effect, now we get to add Chaos Max Dragon to our hand. To wrap up the first test hand here, let's do a hypothetical of what would happen on our opponent's turn here. In their draw phase or their standby phase, you can activate prologue, so that depends on the situation, but if you want to do that, we already have a Buster Dragon out there, so if they negate, it's not that bad. We still get to send our cost, which is what we really wanted prologue set for. Let's say it goes through though, of course. We will send Destruction Sword Memories and Buster Blader as cost. So we're going to send our cost here, ask if they have a response. If they negate it, doesn't really matter because we're going to go for memories anyways. If they don't negate it, you're going to declare Chainlink 2, Destruction Sword Memories. Grab your Buster Blader here, and let's go with Buster Whelp as well, why not? If they try to negate your memories here, you can use Borrelo's Savage Dragon's Omni Negate to try and protect yourself, so of course our Fusion Summon from Memories, and our second Buster Dragon here, so remember this one is a regular Buster Dragon who is Synchro Summoned properly. He's a special summon Buster Dragon, so he's going to be affected by the end phase effect of Prologue unless you have something to stop it, such as Azure Eyes, which we can go into very easily, which I'm going to show you. After this chain resolves, you can declare the effect of Buster Dragon because all their monsters are going to be switched to defense if they have any, and they will not be able to activate their effects, which is nice. But of course, effect of Buster Dragon. So the effect of Buster Dragon will allow us to target Dragon Buster here and equip it onto Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Let's say it's their main phase finally, or maybe you did this in main phase, doesn't really matter, you can do this anytime, which is nice. However, for this next part, you need to be in your opponent's main phase. One, of course, use the quick effect of Crystron Halifibrax. So now we just banish him, and we get to Synchro Summon a Shooting Riser Dragon, and I'll put him up there so you guys can see. Since Shooting Riser Dragon was Synchro Summon, we get to send a monster that is a level lower than itself. He's level 7, has to be a level 6 or lower monster, from our deck to the graveyard, and then he loses levels equal to the amount of levels of the sent monster. And this is why we play Mono Dragon Zernatron, who is a level 6 dragon. He's got some pretty stellar effects, of course, but the most important thing is Shooting Riser Dragon is a level 1 now, and he can use his quick effect to Synchro Summon on your opponent's turn right now. This is why I like playing Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss usually, because you can use any of these 3 targets to go into that instead, get another Omni Negate. He's in the side deck for that. I usually do that anyways in my Rocket deck, so I just wanted to show you what you can do with the Blue Eyes version here. Since the whole point of this deck is to get Abyss Dragon out there, you're going to have a target to go into Blue Eye Spirit Dragon with Shooting Riser Dragon now, which of course is very nice. So now we have Omni Negate, some Floodgates, a Graveyard Negate, an extra deck lockdown, and if we need to, we can tag him out into multiple different monsters. We can go into Azure Eyes, which protects Buster Dragon from the destruction effect of Prologue in the end phase. You can also go into Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, which will bounce one of your opponent's monsters, which is also very nice. Let's say we're just going to go into Azure Eyes. Why not? Why I'm going into Azure Eyes instead of Moonlight is because our opponent probably won't have anything for us to target with Moonlight Dragon, so that'd be kind of a waste. Plus it'll die in the end phase from the Blue Eye Spirit Dragon effect. Azure Eyes will protect itself, and then on this following turn, Azure Eyes Silver Dragon's effect is still going to protect our dragons from card destruction, so we're still safe on the Prologue Buster Dragon. But let's say this succeeded in shutting your opponent down. Let's just quickly draw a card here, it does not matter. That's actually pretty cool. And we have one in here already, so let's just banish it. Put Spirit Dragon back in the extra deck. If we want to, we can use Destruction Swordsman Fusion's effect right now, and we can put Stone of Ancients into the grave for it, so that'll resolve in the end phase. You can bring out Dragon Spirit of White. Also, if I failed to mention, Mono Dragon Zernatron and Omni Dragon Brotar are both serving as some floating effects for us in the graveyard. So if they try to destroy one of our monsters, we can special summon Brotar. If they try to remove any of our spell or traps on the field, we can just set another Prologue instantly. So yeah, we're in a very, very commanding position here. Since we have a full board, we have one Omni Negate here technically if we used that one before. So you can keep Borrelo's Savage Dragon here if you want, and you can choose one of the Buster Dragons to get rid of. Since we have Azure Eyes' effect, I'm going to tell you right now, get rid of the Buster Dragon you used to Synchro Summon properly. Why I say this is because if you use Prologue later and you still have a Buster Blader and a Destruction Sword card as cost in your deck, you can bring him back from the graveyard. Since he was brought out on a special summon effect from Prologue, you actually can't and special summon him back from the graveyard with Prologue. We're going to activate Chaos Form, bring out Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Thanks to our Buster lock, all of our opponent's monsters are constantly floodgated into defense right now, and of course they have no extra deck, you have an Omni Negate, and he does double piercing paddle damage on defense position monsters. Since we still have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyard, we can banish Abyss Dragon right now. So now all level 8 or higher dragons that we currently control gain 1000 attack. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon is now at 5k, and he's going to inflict double, so that's 10,000 damage, and it's piercing. That's just about it for test hand number 1. There's a bunch of different routes you can go with it. Let's close this out with one more test hand. That test hand was actually very good, so we're going to go in a little bit of a different direction. Instead of a straight out test hand, we're going to do a little bit of a combo tutorial here. I want to show you how to navigate through different hands such as this. So as long as we can get to the same result, it doesn't really matter too much what our end board looks like. So I'm going to show you what the smaller combo looks like for this deck, and you can still achieve what you want to achieve, which is the Buster Lock and of course Chaos Max Dragon piercing damage. So I'm actually copying the exact hand that I used online while I was testing this deck, and instead of breaking, it ended up turning into one of the core combos for this deck. So let's just dive on into this second test hand here. First, we're going to normal summon our Dragon Buster. Obviously, there are way more cards that we'd rather normal summon, but this is, like I said, more of a bricked hand, and because he's a dragon, he's going to save us. Obviously, we're going to want something a lot better than a Dragon Buster for our normal summon, but this is how it ended up working out in game, so I'm going to show you what it ended up turning into. So this is pretty standard. We're going to link away our Dragon Buster for Linkuriboh, then we'll activate our World Legacy Guard Dragon, and we will special summon back Dragon Buster. Now we're going to link him away once again for Guard Dragon Pisty, and as I explained in the previous test hand, you have to bring him into the arrow where Linkuriboh is pointing, but thanks to World Legacy Guard Dragon, we're going to move him over. And since now Pisty and Linkuriboh are pointing at this spot, we can special summon Dragon Buster back. Now we're going to go into a Link 2, Protector Whelp of the Destruction Swordsman, and because he's Link Summoned, we can send a Destruction Sword card. And once again, we're going to take advantage of that Graveyard effect for Destruction Swordsman Fusion, which we're going to do right now. So we're going to discard Blue Eyes White Dragon to bring Destruction Swordsman Fusion back to our hand. Now we're going to activate Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords. Now we're going to use the effect of Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords. So by sending one face-up card we control to the graveyard, we can special summon one Dragon Lord token. So of course we're going to send World Legacy Guard Dragon, and we're going to special summon a Dragon Lord token, which is a light level 1 dragon of course. So using Dragon Buster and this token right here, we're going to go into Crystron Halki Fibrax, and then of course we're going to use the effect of Crystron Halki Fibrax as well, and we're going to special summon the White Stone of Ancients from our deck. And now using the Stone of Ancients and Protector Whelp, we're going to go into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. So of course you can try and bring out Hieratic Seals earlier in the combo if you really want to, but this is just the way I ended up playing it out. And before we move into the end phase, we're going to set Destruction Sword Memories. Now in the end phase, we're going to activate the effect of the White Stone of Ancients, which is going to let us special summon Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon from our deck. Since Blue Eyes White Dragon's in the graveyard from earlier, thanks to Destruction Swordsman Fusion, we can activate his effect on special summon, which is going to allow us to add Chaos Form from our deck to our hand. And because it's the end phase, his other effect is going to trigger as well, so we can add Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon from our deck to our hand. Alright, so that's what our end board's going to look like on turn 1. Let's go into our opponent's turn now. So my opponent actually set 3 back row and set a card here. So what I ended up doing was I activated the effect of Hieratic Seals to tribute itself, and then I ended up bouncing my own Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords back to my hand. We can activate our Destruction Sword Memories right now. So by discarding Destruction Swordsman Fusion, we can special summon our Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword Master, from our deck. So Hieratic Seals is going to trigger off of that effect as well. And we're going to chain Crystron Halki Fibrax to it. So chain 2 Needle Fiber, we're going to synchro summon Shooting Riser Dragon. And Chainlink 1 special summon Omni Dragon Brotar. Now Chainlink 1 Omni Dragon Brotar, Chainlink 2 Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser's effect will send Mono Dragon Zernatron once again. And then Omni Dragon Brotar's effect, we're going to discard Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords to add. We're going to add Buster Whelp for a follow-up turn, but we could add Sage with Eyes of Blue as well. You can even add an Effect Veiler here, which is very nice. Typically, people add Chaos Dragon Levianeer because he can just target himself. Since we have the option to pick a Light Dragon as well, we're just going to add Whelp for a follow-up turn. Using Shooting Riser Dragon's other effect, we're going to Synchro Summon with Buster Blader to go into a Buster Dragon. Why I'm using Buster Blader is because we can chain Destruction Sword Memories now. Banish Buster Blader, banish Protector Whelp, I guess. Bring out Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Since he's special summoned, we can trigger the quick effect of Buster Dragon, which will allow us to equip Dragon Buster onto Buster Blader. Okay, let's come back to our turn now and close out the game. and this is actually what it ended up top decking, which was super perfect. So of course we can normal summon Buster well, and add a card as discard fodder for Twin Twister. I'm sure you've all noticed by now that there are so many different routes you can take with this deck. But for now, just to wrap this up, we're going to activate our Chaos form. We'll get rid of Abyss, which brings out Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Now we're actually going to banish Abyss Dragon to activate his effect, bringing Chaos Max Dragon to 5k. Since he has double damage on piercing, that 5,000 is actually 10,000, which is amazing. There's so many other options here as well that we could have stacked our board even more so, but we didn't really need to, so that's why I just want to show you what we can actually do. As long as you can get Chaos Max Dragon out there and the Buster lock at the same time, does not matter how you achieve this. That is the whole theme of this deck. Throw them into defense, pierce for game. But I feel you guys understand the point of this by now, so let's wrap up this video. That's just about it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up if you really liked it, and of course subscribe if you want to stay notified for when more videos come out in the future. But before we end this video, I have one thing that I have to do. It's time to announce the giveaway winner for this mat right here. So if you commented on my last deck profile for a chance to win this mat, but you don't see your name on the wheel, it's either because you forgot to mention your favorite Blue Eyes card, or it's because you are not a public subscriber and you have your settings set to private, or you just haven't straight up subscribed. If you want a chance to win some cool prizes like this in the future, make sure to subscribe and keep following my videos along. You'll know when the next one comes out. So before we close up this video, let's spin the wheel and see who is going to win. Okay, it's time to spin the holiday wheel finally, and if you see your name pop up as the winner, you just have to email me, which I left an email down in the description below. And by a hair, we have a winner. Congratulations, you have won this playmat right here for Christmas. And of course, you just gotta leave me an email, which is down in the description below. But that's it for this video, and again, happy holidays everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful day.